going to be our initial review of the new Goodyear Wrangler DuraTrac RT tire in a P-metric 255/75/17. Decided to try this tire after having our trusty General Grabber ATX for 150,000 miles nearly. Had 100,000 miles on ATX and then about 50,000 miles on the predecessor AT2. Super happy with that tire other than a few minor gripes, but AAA was offering a 25% discount on a new set of Goodyear, so we decided to try out the new DuraTrac, and I was real anxious to try out the 255/75/17 size as being on paper about a ½ inch taller and somewhere in the neighborhood of a ½ inch narrower than the stock size tires. So before getting these new Goodyears mounted up, I took a tape measure and measured the General Grabber ATX. The stock 265/70/17 was measuring 30½ inches tall with 5/32 tread remaining by 9 inches wide. These new tires in a 255/75/17 are measuring 31¼ inches tall by 8 inches wide across the tread. So 3/4 inch taller than a set of very worn General Grabbers by 8 inches wide. So being a full inch narrower than the stock tires, which that actually surprised me a little bit. A few things that attracted me to the Goodyear DuraTrac RT. The Goodyear DuraTrac is known to be a good winter performance tire. It is a mountain snowflake tire, just like the General Grabber ATX was. So on-road performance, we have got to test these tires out under a few snowy conditions. Definitely have no complaints. It is a good winter performing tire. Seemed to hook up well in the snow and ice. Definitely a very confidence-inspiring tire. It also has Kevlar compound in it for extra strength, as well as a fairly uncommon 3-ply sidewall. So stronger sidewalls for off-road use, gives you a little more stability on-road as well, makes for a little stiffer tire. As far as the UTQG rating, that Uniform Tire Quality Grade rating, it's rated as a 500 on the tread wear, a traction B, and temperature B. So the ATX, in contrast, was a 640 on the tread wear, A on the traction, and also a B on the temperature. So a little lesser tire by the specs here. Probably not going to last as long as that ATX would. Another thing I liked about the DuraTrac is the weight. It comes in at 44 pounds, just like the General Grabber ATX, so very comparable in the weight sense. You get into some of the load range E tires, you can be 55-60 pounds per tire. That's absolutely going to kill your gas mileage, as well as your power, having to move that heavy mass every time you're getting off the line. So we've put 1,150 miles on these tires. So we haven't had them long. We've had them just under 30 days now. Initial thoughts on the tire. It's a little bit louder than the ATX, probably because of that big luggy tread pattern on it. Definitely a little bigger voids than an all-terrain. It's kind of a hybrid tire between an all-terrain and a mud-terrain. It's how it's marketed. You can definitely feel those 3-ply sidewalls. It's a stiffer riding tire. You can feel the road imperfections. It is more responsive though as well. And that smaller contact patch, you've got more weight on the road per section of tire than you did with those wider stock tires. But the biggest surprise came in the way of gas mileage. Prior to putting these Goodyears on, we were getting my last 5 tanks of gas with the ATX. We logged 17.6 miles per gallon, mainly running around town, some snowy roads. On the last 5 tanks of fuel on these DuraTracs, we're logging 16.3. So we've lost 1.3 miles per gallon on fuel economy. That really surprised me. I was hoping to at least break even, maybe even come out a little bit ahead with this narrower tire. but that really surprised me, the lack of fuel economy. Losing 1.3 miles per gallon on the gas mileage, that's tough. We put 20,000 miles a year on this rig, and that equates to about $300 a year price difference in gas mileage. Aesthetics, I can't tell any difference between this 255/75 size and the stock tires, the 265/70. I thought there might be a little improvement in looks, but to me it looks just like the stock tire size. I can say that if you're a fan of the outside white letters, you can't get it on the DuraTrac. I know I'm in the minority when I say I like that, but to each their own, personal preference on that. I can say that the look of the Goodyear, I wasn't totally sold on it to start. It did grow on me pretty quick though. It's got some nice deep luggy sidewalls. They should do really well off-road, but we're not sticking around long enough to find out, unfortunately. Power-wise, I haven't noticed any difference. Maybe a little quicker downshifting, but otherwise no noticeable difference in power loss. We're going to try out Discount Tires satisfaction policy and see if we can go back to the General Grabber ATX in that stock tire size. Was always happy with it, so hopeful we can just do a kind of even Steven swap and go back to those.